Hey YouTube, welcome back to another beer review here at Thomas Opent, a Dutch beer vlogger all the way from the Netherlands, trying his way out in the international field of beer reviewing. I got a Dutch vlog, Dutch channel. Most of my reviews will be in Dutch, but like I explained a few times now, I'm every other week I'm going to upload an English review, just because it's fun for me. A lot of my vocab really works pretty well in English. And you know what? There's loads of guys out there, who love to see what's going on in the Dutch or Belgian beer scene. Like I said, Belgium. I kind of feel I got a little bit challenged by Matt from Massive Beer Reviews in a video in a response, a comment I left on a Pannepot review that he did. He was like, "Drink it and prove it." Because I boasted a little bit. He had a 4-year-old Bordeaux barrel-aged version. I told him I have a 5-year-old. No, I'm saying that wrong. It's been barrel-aged for 5 years in Calvados barrels. All in all, this beer is about 7 years old by now. It's the 2011 vintage. So it was brewed in 2011, put in casks in 2011, aged for 5 years. And then, of course, 2 years of further bottle aging. I'm very curious about this one. It's a cask strength limited edition with medium carbonation. The vintage 2011, it's 10.1% alcohol, a 37.5 centiliter bottle. I mean, it's got that classic Pannepot label. So yeah, there you go. The Struise. They are so well known for the Black Albert, their Cuvée Delphine, Blue Monk, the Black Damnation, Zombie Nation, all those beers. And of course, Pannepot Grand Reserva. It's what they call an old fisher's ale, I believe they call it. Old fisherman's ale. Basically sort of like a strong, dark ale. Goes a little bit towards, quadruple-ish, like Matt said in his review. Anyway, so like I said, I feel he challenged me a little bit. And I said, you know what, I'll review it. So there we go. The Struise Pannepot. Cask strength. Cask strength is a bit dubious because for those who are into their whiskeys, whether it be single malts or bourbons, whatever, cask strength usually means that the whiskey wasn't diluted. It came straight from the cask, no water or anything. No water was added to bring it to somewhere between 40 and 43%. So if you're a bit into your single malts or your whiskeys and you're like, cask strength, what the hell? I guess they just mean 5 years of aging. This is the first time I've ever had a beer that's actually aged for 5 years in barrels. I mean, I have older beers. Sure, I have. But those were, for example, not barrel aged at all and just aged in bottles. Or they were aged for, 8, 12 months and then aged further on in the bottle. 5 years spent in Calvados. For those who don't know what Calvados is, it's distilled cider, basically. So it's a hard liquor made out of apples. So I'm expecting loads of apples. Like it said, this is medium carbonation. You can tell there's not a lot of head in there. It's incredibly dark. That is as dark can be. I mean, look at that. That is nearing stout levels of darkness. When you have it in the right light, you can see this lovely sort of ruby, dark brown coloring in the bottom, but looking at it like this is near stout darkness, and it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. Just look at that. That's magnificent, isn't it? I do love me some Struise. See what she's got in the nose. Oh yeah, wow. That's intensely oaky. Loads of spice going on. There's loads of spice going on in this. It's not very boozy at all. It's 10.1%, and you expect, especially after having spent 5 years in barrels, it could get a little bit boozy, but it's not boozy at all. I mean, sure, you get the fact that there's this sort of alcohol edge to it, but not overtly boozy. It's got this intense vinous quality to it, vinous quality. Like good aged wine, aged port, it really goes into that direction. There's this intense sweetness to it, like a sort of syrupy. We got this thing called appelstroop in the Netherlands. Golden syrup-ish. Lovely oaky tannins. It's amazing. The nose is just stellar, really. Until you get that typical Belgian ale, strong ale character in there. Those esters from the yeast. It's just so incredibly sweet in the nose. I have to taste this. Matt, 5-year-old, 5-year barrel-aged, 7-year-old Pannepot Grand Reserve. Cheers. Oh, wow. There's that soft acidity to it, like a really mellow, aged acidity to it, which perfectly fits with everything else. There is definitely in the background, there's that appley, cidery sort of little twang going on, which I love. It's got character. It's good character. It's very difficult to really describe everything that's going on in a very complex beer like this, but it has character. It is that complex. It has a little bit of heat to it, especially coming up now in the finish. You get a little bit of heat, a little bit of not really an alcohol burn, but it just slides down and coats everything. And I know that I'm not sure if people in England or America or wherever in the rest of the world that you might be seeing this have something that, well, it's basically an apple molasses kind of thing. It has that a little bit, that syrupy, sticky mouthfeel coating. Not nearly as intense, of course, as actual golden syrup, but it coats though, and it has, again, that lovely soft acidity with a little bit of coffee in the background. There's some coffee coming through. Soft roasted bitterness, nothing too intense, not like on stout or porter kind of levels, but it is, wow, just so good. It is really that intense. I got this for my birthday about half a year ago from my dear sister, and been sitting on it for a little while, and wow. You know what, I wanted to save it for a special occasion, and then I realized, any occasion to enjoy a good beer is a special occasion, isn't it? This is stellar, this is stunning, this is amazing. It's got that sticky red fruit, dates, plummy, fruity stickiness, you know what I mean? Oh, this is no, like it says medium carbonation, there's no carbonation at all. It's as flat can be, but it spent 5 years in a cask. What do you want? It's not gonna be heavily carbonated after that. It drinks like a well-aged red wine, really. That incredibly intense sweet fruitiness, that sticky mouthfeel. It is way more complex than that, though. Spices, herbs, that oaky tannin, sort of, no, not resiny. I can't find the right word for it, but that those of you know what I mean. If you had a beer like this before, you know what I mean. It's that aged quality, and very well aged. These were spectacularly high quality barrels. It has to be, because you can make a great beer, stick it in a shitty barrel, and it's going to be horrible to drink. There's nothing horrid about this. There's nothing bad in here. If I have to give this a rating, it's a clear 4.75 for me. 4.75. It's that intense. intensely good. It is so incredibly flavorful. It is so intense, but also so mellow. And I could drink this all day, every day, for the rest of my life, and would not be bored at all. Yeah, that's it. Review done and done. 4.75 out of 5 as a rating. I think that's pretty damn good. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this for the rest of the afternoon. Take my time with it. And just enjoy like what is definitely one of the highlights of beer. Wow. There you go, Matt. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the eating of the pudding, or the drinking of the beer. Told you I had one. That was it for this review. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. In the comment box below, or not in the comment box, in the description box below, you can find links to my Instagram, my Untapped, and my Facebook page. You can find beers that I don't review, but I do have some things to say about it, and leave some comments. Get back to me. What did you think of the review? What did you think of the beer? Have you ever had Pannepot in whatever kind of variation? Because there are so many variations out there. Other Struise beers, what do you think? Let me know. And I'll get back to you. Until then, see you guys next time. Cheers!